The people of Chicago are tired of living like this. This is bull.
So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is blaming red states for the fact that Chicago has a violence problem.
The government are paying their rent for 2 years. Why is the government paying people that came from another country rent for 2 years? Can we explain that?
It looks like the clown show in Chicago, led by none other than Mayor Brandon Johnson, just got funnier. The mayor is doubling down on the nonsense. He's tripling down on the woke radical ideologies. And guess what? The residents of Chicago say enough is enough. They say they are not having it.
Black people in Chicago, let's get this clear for the record so nobody is confused, right? In 2020 and 2021, when Democrats, specifically Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, flooded Chicago with the illegal, undocumented criminal invaders, y'all didn't have nothing to say about that, right? When the mayor, Lori Lightfoot, gave them benefits, millions, prepaid EBT cards with $10,000 on it, prepaid Visa cards, 6 months worth of free rent, free healthcare, free childcare. Y'all were okay with that. And then you all continue to be okay with it by going out and voting for Kamala Harris to continue what she was doing with the open borders, right? Now that ICE is there to actually do something about it, right? With Trump's mandate, now you all are boohoo, whining and crying, complaining that ICE is coming to black neighborhoods. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Where else is they supposed to go when that's where y'all allowed them to go? You see, Democrats didn't put these illegals in Oak Brook or Oak Park or Evanston, in any of the white neighborhoods, yet you got the white liberals downtown protesting to keep those people there because they know that they're in black neighborhoods. And y'all goofy. Y'all falling for this. Y'all voted for Kamala Harris, and now y'all are protesting ICE coming to black neighborhoods to remove these criminal invaders. Y'all are calling ICE racist for coming to the black neighborhoods. Well, why are they coming to the black neighborhoods? Because that's where you all allowed them to go. So tell me you a goofy Democrat plantation slave without telling me you a goofy Democrat plantation slave.
Now, a quick history lesson for the people from the left that seem to have very selective memory. When Biden left the border wide open, millions of illegal migrants flooded into Texas. You know what the governor of Texas did? He said, "Not in my watch. The people of Texas elected me to serve them. The people of Texas gave me that job so I can protect them. Therefore, I must do something." The governor of Texas called out the Biden administration to close the border. You know what the mayors from those blue cities did? Instead of putting more pressure on President Biden to secure the border, which would have been the right thing to do as an American, especially as an elected official, instead of putting more pressure on Biden, they said to those illegal migrants, Eric Adams said, "Hey, come to New York. We will take care of you." Woke Mayor Brandon Johnson said, "Hey, illegal migrants, mi casa, su casa. Por favor, ven aquí, come to Chicago." And guess what happened? They went to Chicago. They went to New York City. New York spent over $8 billion of the American taxpayer money to take care of illegal migrants. $8 billion with a B. Chicago, they spent over $800 million to take care of illegal migrants. They gave them free housing, free food. They even gave them pocket money. Yes, they gave the illegal migrants pocket money. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even give my wife pocket money.
So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is blaming red states for the fact that Chicago has a violence problem. It is red states' fault that Chicago is the way that it is because people just go over to a red state, get it, you know what, and then bring it back to Chicago and commit all kinds of crimes. Huh? Like, no, Chicago is the way that it is because you are a terrible leader and you are soft on crime. To say that it's a red state's fault, any red state's fault because of the crime going on in your city, in your state, is a deflection of responsibility. That is insane to me.
The audacity. You are the mayor. You are the so-called leader. You have a budget. You chose to spend that money on illegal migrants. You chose to reduce the amount of cops you have in the streets to protect your residents. Now things are out of control. You are blaming it on red states. The audacity. It is totally expected to see the residents of Chicago speaking out against Mayor Brandon Johnson. It is totally expected to see Mayor Eric Adams dropping out of the mayoral race because, hey, the people of New York say, dude, we elected you to do a job. You did not do the job. You did not prioritize us. How do you justify you spending $8 billion taking care of illegal migrants while you have American citizens in New York sleeping in the street? While you have American veterans sleeping in the street, how do you justify that? You can't. You cannot. And that's why it's laughable now to see all the Democrats talking about why ICE agents are only going to blue cities. They are going to blue cities because that's where illegal migrants were invited. That's where they were welcome. That's where they are protected. The point is, actions have consequences. Now, I know that's a tough one for the Democrats to swallow because they never want to hold people accountable. If you ask President Biden, who got fired for leaving the border open for 4 years? He couldn't tell you because no one did. You cannot call yourself a sanctuary city, which means a place where criminals are protected. Sanctuary city, which means a place where illegal migrants are protected and well taken care of. Which means a place where American citizens come after illegal migrants, come after criminals. You cannot call yourself a sanctuary city and also complain about chaos happening in your city.
So it looks like Democrats are slowly starting to walk away from their ridiculous nonsense, especially in the city of Chicago, where after this past weekend, residents have clearly had enough. But for some reason, there's one politician in the city of Chicago who just acts like he just doesn't have a clue. Like he's blissfully unaware, like everything is fine. That person is Mayor Brandon Johnson, who at this point is just trying to fight for the title of who's the worst politician. Him or Gavin Newsom. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Gavin Newsom, he still got bro beat. But this dude is clearly getting up there with his ridiculous bullshit. 7 people were killed just over the weekend. And Mayor Brandon Johnson acted like he didn't see any of it. I just saw another video where people were at football practice. And everyone had to get down and duck and shit. What?
This mayor is a disgrace to Chicago. While he's refusing the federal help to help the people of Chicago, he's saying Chicago is safe, we don't need the National Guard. He has over 150 people protecting him and his family. Yes, 150 protecting this mayor that's saying Chicago is safe. If Chicago was so safe, why do you need all these people to protect you? He's gonna bankrupt the city. He's making millions of dollars from kickbacks. And then he's gonna leave Chicago. That's what he's gonna do. That's what they all do. Look, Mayor Eric Adams, that's exactly what he's gonna do. He wasted the taxpayers' money, probably got a bunch of kickbacks, and then I'm out.
The people of Chicago are tired of living like this. This is bull. But if you let Mayor Brandon Johnson tell it, oh, everything's going fine, it is all Trump's fault. This is Trump's doing. No, this is not Trump's doing. This is incompetence. This is your doing. The people of Chicago are over this. You are corrupt. Tell it like it is. You're getting that payola. Let's talk about it. The position that you hold is not deserving. The people of Chicago have spoken loud and clear. They want you gone. Your incompetence level is insane. God bless those people who lost their lives, man.
You know, when you are in a leadership position and you do not have the set of skills it requires to perform, you could still manage to surround yourself with people that know how to get the job done. But when you are in a leadership position, you are incompetent and you are arrogant. This is the recipe for disaster. And this is Brandon Johnson. This man is incompetent and arrogant. That's why we see all this chaos happening in Chicago. Now listen to this. The Democrats keep saying we need more gun laws to stop gun violence. It sounds nice, right? But there's a problem though. The places with the strictest gun laws in America have the highest gun violence rates. Places like Chicago, like California, like New York City. So clearly, anyone with half a brain can see more gun laws do not equate to less gun violence. You know what does? Being tough on crime. You know what does? Keeping criminals off the streets. That certainly will lead to less gun violence. And don't forget, the red states have more guns than the blue states, yet We have more gun violence coming from the blue states than the red states. Hello.
So I will tell you right now, I'm a person that lives on the south side of Chicago, and the migrants that have come in, at one point they were coming in and we were feeling very sorry for them because they came in at a time where the weather was cold. So we're seeing all these people in tents and all this and that. But then we find out that they're getting $15,000 in food stamps, $5,000 in cash. I work for a company, which I will not say, that they're able to come in and they're able to get internet and Wi-Fi and all of this for free because guess what? The government are paying their rent for 2 years. Why is the government paying people that came from another country rent for 2 years? Can we explain that? Because it's a housing crisis right now with multiple homeless people on the streets right now that I could follow and show you homeless people that's been living on the streets. So what makes the migrants better from coming to another country that they get all of this? You know why? I'm going to say why. So if we make these migrants democratic and we give them the right to vote and we give them all of these things, they're going to vote and then boom.
Now, we all know Kamala Harris is the most incompetent person that has ever served in office. She was the dumbest person that has ever been in the White House. No debate. But part of me wonders, did she leave the border unprotected because she was that dumb, or was it the plan? Was it the plan to allow all these illegal migrants to come to the country and later on grant them citizenship, grant them the green card so they can all be voting in the future elections? I don't know. I don't know, but I still wonder. Because how dumb do you have to be to allow 14 million or almost 14 millions of people to come to the country? How dumb do you have to be? And President Trump came in less than 3 months. Border was protected. Yeah, that's suspicious. That's suspicious. And the fact that there are still people supporting Mayor Brandon Johnson, it is mind-boggling. I'm like, use your common sense. This guy, he does not want the National Guard to come to Chicago because he wants the crime. Crime is a lucrative business. He wants crime in the city so he can request federal monetary help. He doesn't need the National Guard to come to Chicago. He wants monetary. He wants the money, so he can. And then he says it. He says exactly what he's going to do with the money. He's not going to hire more police officers. No. He's gonna take that federal money, your money, my money. He's gonna take that money to give to non-profits. I beg your pardon. Bro. He's going to give to nonprofits and then he's going to get the kickbacks later. Bro, use your common sense. These people, they are not only incompetent, they are traitors because they are intentionally destroying the city so they can become multimillionaires. And it is time to hold these people accountable. Just simply vote them out is not enough. There must be investigations. We need to see where the money go, where the money went. $800 million in Chicago just disappeared taking care of illegal migrants. No, let me follow the money. Eric Adams, $8 billion, please follow the money. And that's why every day we have, us as conservatives, have to come together to, not just vote these people out, to also make sure they never get back into power because they abuse the power. They do not prioritize the American people. That's why I call them anti-Americans. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as I continue to bring more, but most importantly, better content and call out the nonsense from the lunatic left, call out the nonsense from the radical Democrats. As always, may God bless you and may God bless the United States of America. And don't forget, we are here to uphold and promote conservative values. This is who we are. This is who America is. We are Americans. I love this country. This country has given me so much opportunities. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. Best country in the world. May God bless you and may God bless the United States of America.